What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax with some sleeper prospects from 2024 Bowman Draft. In my last video, I did the top 10 overall prospects in this release. We're going to take a look at some of the cheaper buys with some upside today. Now, before we get into this top 10, I'm going to quickly go over my ranking system. As you can see on this card, I've got a JUG, which is my Juggernaut stat-based ranking system, and my LTWR, which is my Let's Talk Wax rank, based on my personal opinion. But let's look at those really quick. Now, if you've seen several of them videos, you can probably skip ahead here for about 30 seconds if you probably see this every time, but I try to do this for new viewers. My Let's Talk Wax ranking system is based on my personal opinion and a player seal. You can see the elite through 7 levels there. My Juggernaut ranking system are stat-based rankings, but they are hand-selected stats, and they are weighed based on my own decisions, so I guess they are subjective and objective as well, but they're based on weighted on-base average, stolen bases per plate appearance, K percentage, swinging strike percentage, WRC plus, and age level. Number 1 being the top scoring prospect in all of minor league baseball, and 1,500 being the bottom. Probably, I think there were actually like 13 or 1,200 on the last list that I did, but you can find those Juggernaut rankings, all of them for every player, over on my Patreon page. I'll put a link in the video description. With that out of the way, let's kick this thing off with Braylon Payne, who is one of the younger players to play a full season in low A this year. He got some loud tools and could develop into a high ceiling, speed, power center field prospect. The key word is could. His tools are as great as his current hit tool risk, having held a devastating 30% K rate across a large sample size in low A. He made some improvements as the year progressed, but he's still more of a project than a sure thing. If he can improve his swing and miss data in high A and continue to develop his tools, he could gain a bit more attention in 2026. His last 2 base auto sales were around $10, decreasing his risk from a prospecting standpoint based on his price. Nathan Flewelling comes in at number 9 with the Tampa Bay Rays, and they obviously liked Flewelling enough to have him skip the Complex League and also promote him to high A prior to his 19th birthday. He's a big kid with enough tools to stick behind the plate. I think the hit power tool is more projection at this point based on his physicality. While he was young for both levels in 2025, he showed some contact risk, posting a 27% K rate across low A and high A. I'm interested to see how he handles a full season in high A next year, which is where I'm assuming he will be. I also have to understand that the pressure of the age level may have been overwhelming with his hit tool in 2025. I'll chalk him up as a definite sleeper at $10, even though I like him a lot more at $5. You can still find some options though between $5 and $10. At number 8, we've got Blake Burke, who was promoted to Double-A late in the 2025 season and went on a home run binge, hitting 11 dingers in 159 plate appearances. The interesting stat is his ground ball to fly ball rate, which he nearly cut in half, leading to a significant power increase. He's limited defensively and buried behind higher ranking first base prospects in the Milwaukee Brewers organization, but if he continues to perform like he did in the back half of 2025, he might be at the top of that ladder. There was a slight boost in his average sales towards the end of the season, but he's still quite cheap, making him another solid sleeper candidate. Just keep an eye on the swing and miss data. Billy Amick showed off a stellar hit tool in 2025, hitting .310 across 244 high A plate appearances. He also did this while battling a shoulder injury for the majority of the 2025 season. Amick has yet to get to his big raw power in professional baseball, but it's hard to tell if the shoulder injury had an impact on his power output in 2025. 2026 will be a big year for Amick in Double-A, where he'll be tested by upper-level arms and have prospectors drooling to see if he can get back to the power he showed off at Tennessee. Although he's old and not age level appropriate, you can find plenty of his cards on eBay for under $5, making him a solid sleeper. Rounding up 6 through 10 is Jared Thomas, who had a big year in high A across a large sample size and was promoted to Double A. His production numbers tanked a bit, which is to be expected, but his K percentage reached an alarming rate over a near 200 plate appearance sample size. I'm hoping as he adjusts to the level, he can cut down on his strikeouts, which will help improve his production numbers. He's trending towards a higher risk offensive sleeper while splitting the reps down the middle between left field and center field in Double A. He's also got some really bad K data in the AFL. Just wanted to add that as well. Let's jump into 1 through 5. Now, if you guys enjoy this content and you want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. Over there, I've got autograph checklist breakdowns for all Bowman releases since 2019. I do team break guides that go all the way back to 2020 releases as well. I do a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list every year. You get 48 hours early access to all of my YouTube videos and also access to my Juggernaut stat-based rankings for all 2025 minor league hitters. And finally, you get exclusive access to Let's Talk Wax Patreon articles that go out on Patreon 48 hours before they go onto the website. If you want to help support the channel and unlock some of these perks, you can find them on my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. We also have a private Discord server that links in the video description as well. Lots of cool stuff going on over there. Some of the best guys in the hobby. It's a really fun place to be, and a lot of knowledgeable members over there if you are just getting into the prospecting that love to help out new people, or if you're just into prospecting as well, it's a great place for good banter. Leading off 1 through 5 is Joshua Kuroda Grauer, who has an exceptional hit tool proven by his ability to hit for average and by underlying data. He's got a chance to stick at shortstop, and that could really be a determining factor in the hobby since he's yet to show off much power, especially with an elevated ground ball to fly ball rate. He did finish the year in Double-A, hitting the first 2 home runs of his career. If he can remain at a premium position, get to a bit more power, and be a threat on the bases, his stock could rise a bit in the athletics organization. In the meantime, he's super cheap and has a very high floor. J.D. Dick's first professional season was a success after hitting for average across 2 levels while holding really good underlying data, especially in low A with a 16.5% walk rate and an 8.5 swinging strike percentage. I see lots of scouts reporting about his ability to hit for power, but it has not manifested in-game with a wooden bat to date. The profile now looks like a switch-hitting second baseman with a hit-over-offense look. He'll play his first full season in High A hopefully in 2026, and we should see where his power stacks up as he approaches 21 years of age. I've seen several sales under $10 this month, putting him in the sleeper category. At number 3, we've got Dante Nori, who is a contact-first center field prospect with exceptional speed. He played across 3 levels this season between low A and double A. Nori has really good underlying contact data with low K percentages and swing strike percentages across his career. He puts the ball on the ground quite a bit, which hasn't helped him get to much power in that department. I'm not saying he's Kevin McGonigal, but he has similar underlying data, and it took McGonigal a few years to really tap into his power. If Nori follows the same path by running into more power as he gets more comfortable with his hit tool, his prices will really jump. He's what I call a power-dependent ceiling player. He's definitely worthy of the yellow bar sleeper status right now. At number 2 is Tyson Lewis, who falls into the high ceiling, high risk profile like Braylon Payne. His production numbers have been great across the lower minors, and he's still getting all his reps at shortstop defensively. He's a 6' 2" lefty with some thump, which could grow as he matures and gets stronger. The risk lies in the contact data. Lewis held fringy K rates in the complex league, but they went straight to red flag status in low A, reaching 35%. He's got an average walk rate, and the swinging strike percentage doesn't make me optimistic about his contact rates moving into the upper minors. I feel like he'll start the 2026 season in High A next year, and we'll get a good look at the contact profile against some better arms. At number 1, we've got Sam Antonacci, who has a very high floor hit tool with plus speed and limited power. He's not going to play a premium defensive position, getting the majority of his reps at second base and third base. I don't foresee him getting much power in the future at nearly 23 years of age with a career-high ground ball to fly ball rates that have been above the norm. He's still a sleeper for the price and having a really good year in the Arizona Fall League. As I mentioned before, if you guys want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. You can also find a link to our Discord server in the video description as well. I want to give a quick, huge shout out to all my Patreon level 2 subscribers. You guys rock. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and like as well. Y'all have a great day.